Well, Mamoru Oshii, you've done it again, you motherfucker, and I don't mean that in a good way, although I don't see how it could be taken in that way. Mamoru Oshii, I will admit, this guy, much like Anime World Order podcast has said, is an idea guy. He has great ideas. Ghost in the Shell is a great idea, but if you've read the original manga for that shit, that ain't good at all. The TV series is much better in my opinion. Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence was a ridiculous, philosophical, masturbatory session. Honestly, 2 hours of just constant philosophical discussion. And you know what, some people may deem that smart, but to me that is just unentertaining, and a smart movie has to be both entertaining and engaging. Anyway, back to Skycrawlers, although it is, I suppose, an apt example because this is neither entertaining nor is it engaging. The ideas in this, not necessarily bad in itself, nothing that we haven't seen before, but regardless, that doesn't mean it should be a bad movie. It's basically about a new pilot trainee who is in some kind of alternate world where corporations vie for dominance by sending out these child fighters in old-school jets to go and duke it out, dogfight style. And each corporation has their own set of people that they assign to air bases, in this case in Britain. And, of course, the main character being Japanese. And the main character slowly discovers very disturbing conspiracy, supposedly, but you don't give a shit by the time the twist happens because it's so fucking boring. I hate to be so emphatic and swearing all the time, but Christ almighty, this is terrible. I mean, the dogfight scenes, beautiful. The animation in this, in general, when people are walking and just on the ground, the animation is good, but when they're in the air, the CG and 2D cell animation blends so amazingly that you really feel, well, I suppose you feel like you're there, but you kind of do, because not only does it look and have has a very realistic tone, but the sound design for when there's a camera inside the cockpit of these jets, you can hear all the little rattles and clinks of all the bolts shaking. It's really tense. There's no music in any of these scenes, and like I said, the animation, the explosions, the planes coming apart, absolutely breathtaking. So for that, if someone can just post all the action scenes in a row on YouTube, that'd be a much better movie, even though it'd have no narrative flow whatsoever. I'll admit the plot was, if condensed to a reasonable level, would have been pretty decent, but Oshii just drags the shit out constantly. There is a scene where someone is smoking a cigarette, I swear, for like 45 seconds, nothing is happening, no frames of animation except the smoke going up. And don't tell me it has any emotional resonance, because you know what? Fuck you. I know what emotional resonance is. I've seen much better movies than that. You know what? Hell, even the original Ghost in the Shell, which, not my favorite movie, but I'll admit, this is still a very good movie. It's way better than this. That's also Oshii's work. I realize nothing can be your best work, but this is just almost embarrassing. The characters are so poorly fleshed out and don't have any emotions. Even though the emotions there are no emotions playing with the storyline, it's just so overboard. Like it's trying to inflict the same level of boredom and malignancy that it's inflicting on the characters onto the audience as well. It doesn't work in this case. It can work in some movies. It didn't work here, Oshii. What can I say good about this movie? Well, like I said, the sound design, animation, and the dogfights is absolutely breathtaking. I would love to see those again, not the rest of the movie. The dog that's walking around, trademark Oshii, is cute. The end song is okay. The end scene, which is a dogfight, is good. I don't know, it had a mystique about it for the first 20 minutes to half an hour, even though it was going a little slow, where you're kind of wondering what's happening, because it really didn't give you a whole lot of narrative explanation. And you know what, if the movie had stuck to its guns until the end, and kind of left you with very little subtle hints throughout the movie, I don't know if it would have been good, but it would have made it a better movie. But no, there was a giant expositional info dump at the end, explaining everything, removing any and all mystique. And I didn't find this film powerful, I didn't find it entertaining, I didn't think it really even had much of a message, to be honest, and if it did, I don't really care, because I was not engaged. Overall, if you're a major Oshii fan, you're probably going to message me anyway and say I'm an idiot for not getting it. I do get it, I just think it's boring as hell, because any piece of anything, animation or otherwise, when it's released onto a mass market of of anime or movies or games or music or whatever, it can't just be message. That art house crap doesn't work for me, which I would definitely deem this movie under. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, and I appreciate the attempt at seriousness. He certainly stuck to his guns in that respect, but it just doesn't do anything for me. I would not suggest this. If you're really dying to watch it, you'll at least be saved by the dogfight scenes, but otherwise, avoid this. There's better anime out there, and this coming from a person who's extremely picky. Oshii, Oshii, Oshii.